What's going on, everyone? Welcome to my very first video on my YouTube channel. Today, I want to dive right into things, right? I'm an Amazon seller. I sell mainly books, DVDs, CDs, used books, DVDs, CDs. I do an online arbitrage model, which means I'm buying used media, mainly books, DVDs, and CDs from Amazon to sell back on Amazon. Sometimes I buy from eBay to sell on Amazon. And I also run a thrifting and a cherry picking model, which is me going into thrift stores, library sales, and other places where I can get inventory for very, very cheap. And I'm scanning through books, DVDs, and CDs to find profitable items to flip back onto Amazon. In my first video on my YouTube channel, I just wanted to do a typical what sold video and show you guys my top 10 sales for the month of August. August is usually a really good time for people who do online book arbitrage or just book sellers overall, because August is textbook season. Not only college textbooks, but also high school textbooks do very, very well at this time of the year for obvious reasons. Everybody's going back to school. So a lot of these are going to be textbooks, but there's also going to be some cherry picking, some DVDs, some very profitable things that I was fortunate to find and source and sell on Amazon for the month of August. So without further ado, let's jump right into things and show you guys what I sold in the month of August. If y'all could do me a quick favor before we get started, hit that subscribe button, like the video. You know, I'm only at like 3 subscribers right now, so anything helps at this point. Appreciate the support. So for those of you that are curious, this is what my GoToLister account is. This is where I list my books. I can analyze all the profit that I'm making from all of my books and DVDs and CDs. So as you can see, in the month of August, I did about $7,000 in sales in the month of August in revenue and roughly $2,400 in gross profit. That profit includes all fees from Amazon. That's what I made after my buy costs and all the fees. It doesn't include the software that I use, to buy books, source books, and whatnot. So $2,400 profit for the month of August for those that are curious. Now let's get into the top 10 sales that I did in the month of August on Amazon. So the 10th best sale that I made on Amazon in the month of August is going to be Criminal Minds Seasons 1 through 15 complete box set DVD. I bought it for, as you can see here, it sold for $87.93, and in my SKU right here, it says I bought it for $33.96. So if you go into my profit calculator right here, I bought it for $33.96, sold for $87.93. That would be a total profit of $28.79 after fees. So it looks like I bought it on December 12th of 2023, so right here. So this would be me right here when the price drops. For those of you that don't know, this is a Keepa chart. I'll do a video explaining what a Keepa chart is, how you read it, what the hell Keepa even is, but this is the #1 software that you need as an Amazon online arbitrage seller. This basically shows you the historical data of a certain item. It tells you the selling history. It tells you at what price it was sold for. It tells you, a number of things, but it is the #1 thing you need as an Amazon seller. Literally, Keepa is God. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Keepa is what keeps the lights on in my business and has brought me literally thousands of dollars in profit at this point. So it's probably the #1 subscription you need to get started selling on Amazon. I'll do a video on explaining what Keepa is later on, but for right now, I just want to jump into things and show you guys what I'm doing. So I bought it in December. Right here, I saw the price drop. The black line represents what the used price is. I'm selling used items. And I saw the price drop from $81 down to $29.97. And then you can see the historical data, like literally the black line is pretty stagnant and it sells consistently for over $80 for the life of when this listing got created. So I thought this was a no-brainer. I hopped on it as quickly as I could. I bought it, got it sent to my house. I bought it for $33.96 shipped, and I sold it for $87.93. Honestly surprised it took this long to sell. It looked like it sold on August 2nd, so it took like 8 months roughly, which is not normal for something to sell. I think I lowered my used price a little bit. I was asking for a little bit of a higher price to get that used buy box, and somebody ended up buying. So even after waiting for 8 months, it sold for a profit, and I'm very happy with that purchase. So the 9th best sale that I had for the month of August is going to be Gardens, Landscape, and Vision in the Palaces of Islamic Spain. That's a crazy title. It's a very niche title. I'm pretty sure I scanned this at either a library or a thrift store, but either way, just the title is very niched, and it probably serves a certain community. I knew it was, a good title to scan and look at, and it ended up being profitable. Nothing more than this. I just get out and scan a lot. So the more you scan, books, DVDs, and CDs, the better you're gonna get at sourcing, and the more items overall you're gonna find. So I bought it for $1.49. It looks like on June 1st of this year. And if you put it into the calculator, $1.40. I bought it for $1.49. It sold for $46.93. That's a $29 profit. About a month or two turnaround. I am 1000% happy with that. This is basically how it goes. You buy the books, you bring them to your house, you list them, put them all in a box, send them into Amazon. Usually takes like sometimes 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer sometimes for them to get actually checked into a warehouse to be able to sell. So I bought it in early June, probably checked in around late June, early August, or early July. Probably took a month to sell. This is beautiful. This is what I want to see. This is how I scale and make my money. I would gladly pay $1 for a book and sell it for $30 profit. That's like a 3,000% ROI if you want to do the math. Or actually, no. 1,977% ROI, as you can see in my profit calculator. So that's number 9. Let's move on to the next one. Book number 8 is Designing and Conducting Business Surveys. Now, in my SKU, it looks like it's a college book. I bought it for $10.29 and sold it for $59.95. It looks like I bought it on December 14th of 2023. It probably missed the first textbook season, so I sold it in the next textbook season. The 2 seasons of college textbooks are January and August. For those that went to school and had to buy books in college, yes, they were very expensive. I wish I was selling back then to flip my own books that I was buying and sell them back. I wasn't thinking right back then. But for those that don't understand the textbooks seasonality, it's January and August. So I ended up selling this one in August. And if you look down at the Keep It chart, looks like I bought it right here. Look at that used black line. It's very high. It only sells a few times. The green. So if you look at the green lines when they drop like that, that means a sale happened. That's the sales rank on Amazon. So it looks like it's very high, and then once it drops, that means somebody made a purchase. So it looks like it's only sold like 5 times in the last year. So a pretty slow seller overall, but I thought that picking it up at $10 for it being pretty much valued at over $60 at least for the lifetime of the listing, I felt like it was a good purchase. So I flipped it from $10.29 to $60, and that was a $30 profit. I thought that's pretty good. All right, book sale number 7 for the month of August is going to be Letters of Credit, A View of Type Design. I bought it on February 15th of this year, and I sold it on August 24th of this year. So it took like 6 months for it to sell. Looks like I bought it for $12.45, sold it for $60. So if you go down to the Keep It chart in February, let's see, it looks like there's a couple used drops right here. I probably bought it right here, $12.45 out the door. I saw that the used line held its, historical value. This thing has sold for as high as $80, and I thought that buying it at $12 was a good move. So I bought it, took 6 months to sell. I'm fine with that. Ended up being a $30.62 profit after my prep fees and all Amazon fees. I do have a prep center that I send a lot of my books to. When I buy a book, I'll send it to them. When you get your books, you yourself have to list them and then send them to Amazon, and that takes a little bit of time. So any type of service that I can buy my time back, I'm going to, whether it's with software or a prep center or leveraging, some sort of service that I can buy my time back. It costs me $1.85 to send the book to my prep center. Overall, not very costly at all, and it helps me save time. And you really can't scale your online arbitrage business without a prep center. So shout out to Frank and Lil Al. Appreciate all the work that you do for my business. So let's move on to the next one. Book number 6 for the month of August is going to be The First Freemasons, Scotland's Early Lodges and Their Members. Again, like a very niche title. I don't really know who's reading this. I guess Freemasons. I don't even know what Freemasons are. I feel like back in high school, the only thing I remember about Freemasons is like they're somehow tied to the Illuminati or some shit. I don't know. But I'll buy the book and sell it for sure. It looks like I bought it for $18.43. I sold it for $69.95. I bought this on February 1st of this year, sold it on August 31st of this year. So again, another 6 month, type of sale. And if you go down to the Keep It chart, I bought it in February. So this one rarely sells. This was when I was buying a lot of long tail books, like meaning they don't sell very often, but there's very high ROI in it. I probably shouldn't have, because a lot of my capital got tied up in these types of books, but it's fine. They're starting to sell a little bit. So I saw this big drop, $12.44 with shipping. And then look, like it has not sold much at all, but it does look like that it was very inflated in price. And then I did see that there was sales rank drops when it was properly priced around the $65 to $70 mark. Looks like it did sell for $144 one time. So I thought picking it up for $18 after shipping was a good investment. I knew I would sell and make money eventually. So I sold it for $70, bought it for $18. That's $30 profit, including my prep fee. This is the name of the game, right? You buy it for less and you double, triple your money, and then you use that money to buy some more books, and you continue doing so and scaling. All right, book number 5 is going to be Freehand Drawing and Discovery, Urban Sketching and Concept Drawing for Designers. I remember this one. I picked this one up at a local flea market in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. I was talking to this one lady that had a bunch of books. I was buying a bunch from her, and I asked her if she had any more in the back, and she said, oh, yes. She took me back to her little area where she had a bunch more books, and she just let me go through them all in the back. And she ended up having a bunch of textbooks and other things back there. I remember that being a very good day. I remember this one specifically when I found it in the back. Paid $2.50 for this book. I think I bought a bunch of other books with it, like I said, and I sold it for $51.96. Like I said, I scanned this one, so no real need to look at the Kiva chart. Bought it for $2.50, sold it for $51, $52. That's almost a $33 profit. Bang, bang. That's like easy profit. Turn $2, $32. Like, that's the beauty of scanning. You're getting books for very cheap, and you have the potential to sell them for $30, $40, $50, $100. I bought a book for $1 and I've sold it for like $200+. So it's not, it's not uncommon. It's rare, but it's not uncommon to come across books like this. Book number 5 is Pathways to Astronomy. This was another one that I found at a flea market. I think I drove like an hour north of a new place that I found from Facebook Marketplace. A flea market that had a bunch of books, DVDs, and CDs. I found this one for $1.48. Sold it for $57.94. So if you look at my profit calculator, that's no prep fee for this one since I listed it. Again, bought it for $1.48, sold it for almost $58, $37 profit. I mean, that's the beauty of this thing, right? 2,500% ROI, flipping $1 into $37 profit. Like, that is just beautiful. My 4th best sale for the month of August is going to be Turbulence and Introduction for Scientists and Engineers. This one was an online arbitrage buy. I bought it for $8.97, ended up selling it for $74.95. So it looks like I bought it on February 15th of this year, and I sold it on August 19th of this year. Another 6-month, roughly, sale. So if I go down to the Kiva chart and I look at around February, it looks like the used line was holding around $40 to $50 for a few sales before that. And this is probably me right here where it dropped to $8.97. I thought that was going to be a good purchase. I looked at the lifetime of this book, and look, like, it sold for $100, sold for $70, sold for $80. So I came in right here when it dropped, and I bought and snagged a copy. Thought it was a good purchase. Ended up selling it for $75. That's a $42 profit after Amazon fees and prep fees. This is the beauty of online arbitrage, and this is why I'm trying to move my business towards just an online arbitrage. Number one reason being, it saves me a lot of time and I make more money doing so. When you're out scanning and cherry picking all the time, you're driving your car, you're putting wear and tear on your car, putting a lot of mileage on your car, and sometimes you come up, I don't come up empty-handed. I'm always leaving with something when I go on a sourcing route. And I have made a lot of money doing so, but I think to scale your business, you can really scale it by just sitting at home and clicking buttons and just knowing, once you learn how to source online, you can make a lot more profit because you can literally just pick the books from your home instead of like scanning through a ton of books at a store and maybe, leaving with just a few. My 3rd best sale for the month of August was Corin Sachs Mazor box set, 5-volume set. I have no idea. I'm sure it's like some sort of, I don't even know. It says multilingual edition, some sort of, maybe like a religious book. I'm not even quite sure. But I bought it for $56.53 and sold it for $140. FBA. FBA means I'm sending my books into Amazon. Once it sells, Amazon Prime sends it to the customer, Prime shipping for me. I don't touch the book. It goes straight to the customer. They handle customer service. So I remember this one. I bought this from Warehouse Deals. Now, Warehouse Deals is Amazon themselves. Sometimes they come across certain items around their warehouse or whatever. They have excess inventory and they throw it up onto a listing. And sometimes they drop in price and you can, buy the item and flip it back onto Amazon. I don't highly recommend it. A lot of times the books and the items come in pretty messed up condition because they've been tossed around the warehouse. But this one happened to be in very good condition and it was a good enough deal that I've decided to take a chance. Ended up at my prep center and it looked like it was a very good copy. So as you can see, I think I bought it right here. $56.53. Yep, that was probably me. And I saw that, over the lifetime of this listing, you can see the used line was, well over the new price, which means that it was selling at the new price at several times at $175. So I knew that this box set was worth more than $56. So I took the chance, bought it for $56, ended up selling it for $140 and made a $44 profit after my prep fees and all Amazon fees. That is literally the bane of what I do with online arbitrage. If I could do this, 1,000 times, I would do it. And that's what I'm working towards. I'm trying to work towards finding, more ways to scale this and buy more books like this. My goal for the year of 2025 is to do $50,000 in profit, and then eventually scale to make as much money as I do with my full-time job. So let's move on to the next one. The number 2 sale that I had in the month of August was Gary Moore Definitive Montreux Collection, 3 discs with CD. I bought this at a flea market. I bought it for $1.48, sold it for $67.65. Looks like I bought it in June and I sold it in August, so it took 2 months to sell. That is a bread and butter type of flip. You buy it for $1 when you're scanning out there. You find one that sells for a high profit like that. And yes, DVDs definitely sell. Like, people will think that DVDs are, streaming is going on. Like, why would anybody buy a DVD? But I think that there's a lot of rare DVDs that don't make it to streaming for whatever reason. A lot of concert, rare DVDs, documentaries, like History Channel documentaries, very niche and cult following types of DVDs and CDs. So if you're out in the thrift store, you're still cherry picking, definitely get ungated in DVDs and CDs to start scanning those, because there's definitely a lot of profit to be made. There's a lot less competition that I've found because there's a lot more people starting to sell books. So I gotta show you guys the profit I made from this. So I bought it for $1.48, sold it for $67.65. That was a $50 profit. $50, bro. Turn $1 into $50 like that. That's like 3 or 4 Chipotle bowls, bro, just from buying a DVD and flipping it back on Amazon. That's easy money right there. So let's move on to the number 1. The number 1 sale, the highest profit margin at least, that I sold in the month of August was, drum roll please, I believe it was a textbook. I don't know, some sort of educational book or philosophical book called Right Practical Reason, Aristotle, Action, and Prudence in Aquinas, I don't know, Oxford Theology and Religion Monographs. I bought it on December 27th of 2023 for $17.52, and I sold it for $150. Yes, it took 8 weeks to sell. Like I said, I was buying a lot of long tail books back then for very high, buying very low, selling very high. I've sold several books just like this for buying for $20 or less, selling for over $100. I expected it to be more of a slower seller, but I was willing to take the risk. Let's dive into the Keep It chart real quick. So I bought it back in December. Looks like it was right here, right? So I saw the used black line pretty high, and it dropped down to around $12. If you look at the lifetime of the book, I mean, it's sold for, well over $65, even up to like $135 several times. I thought picking up a copy for around $12 was a no-brainer. It looked like the lowest it's ever been. So I went ahead and picked up a copy up. Like I said, it took 8 months to sell. Not ideal, but once you sell it, it's amazing, obviously, right? So after fees and prep fees, selling it for $17.52, selling it for $150, I made $100 profit after selling it, right? So this is the beauty of Amazon, man. Like, one book can make you literally $100 profit or more, and it's the beauty of online book arbitrage overall. You know, if you're really analyzing the data, you know how to source with Keepa, you know how to source with Keepa Product Finder, which I'll do some more videos on this, how I actually source these books. But this is the beauty of it, man. Buying a book for $17 and making a $100 profit margin to then go use that money to buy more books, put some money in your pocket, you know, whatever the hell you want to do with your money, it's up to you. But I personally like to take at least half of what I'm making and putting it back into the business, because I want to scale this thing to, like I said, my goal is $50,000 a year next year. And then I have friends like my good friends Joji Davenport and Victor Gallegos, who are huge inspirations to me and have taught me so much. Just want to give a shout out to those guys real quick. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. Those were my top 10 sales on Amazon for the month of August. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try to do my best and put out more consistent videos, maybe one video a week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you guys want to see. I'm gonna try to be as transparent as possible with all of my videos and everything that I'm doing as far as my business goes, you know, because if you're interested in doing this, I want to help you guys out. And really, I'm just doing this so I can connect with like-minded people and provide value to people and show people what I'm doing. I really enjoy this, honestly. Like, this is a lot of fun for me. Obviously, I'm making money, but, you know, reading data like this and figuring out ways to create more money for yourself, especially, you know, in the state of this economy, everything's pretty, you know, expensive. So it's good to find new ways to bring in some more income so you can help yourself out in whatever it is your goals are in life. So leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what else you guys want to see from me. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Goodbye.